saw yesterday with the urban company listing, it's the new kid on the block, 53% premium to the issue price. I want to understand from you, what does the market make of these stories? How are they valuing these companies?
Well, Shireen, first on the urban company which got listed this week, 100 times on earnings, right? So that's the kind of P multiple market is willing to give. So again, from a market perspective, Shireen, I talked to so many fund managers. There are in fact now some tech funds as well who are only focusing on this kind of platform to buy these platform businesses. The street is very divided because not many understand this business very well, how to value them, what's the kind of potential which is there. So the street will always be divided. But I just want to give a both side view, right? A tailwind for the sector as well as the headwind for the sector. First, from some of the big tailwinds point of view, this is India is a large consumer market, right? So that's the biggest mode or the biggest tailwind for these kind of businesses. So that's one. The other big thing is from an India perspective, the density. If you look at US versus India, India's density is almost 16 to 18 times bigger than what the US density is. So that plays on the scale of economy. So that works in India's favor. So that's one big tailwind. From a headwind point of view, increasing competition, no entry barrier. Some of the biggest guys have not yet got into this business. So as and when others see that some of the listed companies are making money and they're turning profitable, I'm sure there will be more competition coming in. And also there is always going to be a risk of what the government does with this gig workers. If they put some cap, or if there is some levy on X amount of money you have to pay, some benefits you have to pay, then the cost will go up for all these guys. So that's a kind of a tailwind, a headwind as well for these companies. So that's the sector perspective. Now, about the valuation, right? We spoke about what kind of valuation this guy listed at, urban company. Look at Zomato. It had a very volatile history in the last few years. Actually, it hit a low of almost 40 rupees in 2022. And from there, the stock is up 8 times. And now commanding a market cap of 3 lakh crore and having a valuation of more than 120 times on 1 year forward. So nothing is less than 100 times is what I believe in this space. Even for that matter, Swiggy has actually recovered from the recent lows of almost 297, now back to 450 odd levels, 1 lakh crore of market cap, and almost 4 times price to book. So not very cheap on any metrics. As we spoke about urban company as well, and Zepto as well, right? Zepto did a fund round recently, some fundraising, and even that's valued at close to $7 billion or $8 billion. So clearly this space is something which a lot of people are excited. But from a market perspective, there is a bit of divergent view on how to value these companies, and should one look to buy even at this level.